Well, that certainly was a bounce-back start by Kyle Gibson. Welcome to Phillies at Media. Jerry Cap in this afternoon's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals as the Phillies defeat the Cardinals by a final score of 1-0 as they take the second game of this 4-game series and now secure at least a series split. Now guys, before I get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So the only run we get in this ball game, a sacrifice by Alec Bohm out to right field. Love the fundamental baseball. And how about Kyle Gibson? 7 strong innings, our second straight shutout, and we certainly make some history today, as this was from at Phillies Notes on Twitter, and I quote, "Phillies had 4 shutout wins in a 6-game span for the first time since August of 1969. Additionally, they have held the Cardinals scoreless for 27 innings straight, which is their longest score streak against St. Louis. It's a 36-inning streak in 1944. So that is certainly impressive, right? That is very, very impressive for what they did. If you do not remember, we also shut out the Cardinals' final game of the series at Citizens Bank Park this past Sunday. Hard to believe that's almost been a week now. I mean, my goodness gracious, time just continues to fly by. But anyway, so that is the last time we were able to do that. So that is certainly impressive. I mean, this Phillies pitching staff continues to be incredible, and it's certainly making up for the lousy offense we have been seeing. I mean, Nick Castellanos, stop batting him clean up. I mean, stop batting this guy clean up. I mean, what more do you need to see? You can't really sit him because who else are you going to throw out there? But bat him way down the lineup. I mean, seriously, he needs to get it going. Take the pressure off of this guy. He is seriously awful. And hitting home runs, I think, is something that's really bothering me the most. And also the terribly low OPS. As I mentioned countless times before. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the 9th inning. Oh, boom, it's a sacrifice fly out to right field the other way. Mickey Moniak comes around to score as the Phillies now jump ahead to a 1-0 lead. So a wonderfully placed bunt by Didi Gregorius up the first base line. I mean, how in the world could you not place that any more perfect? I mean, my gosh. That was just what the doctor ordered. So a wonderful job by Didi Gregorius to make it first and third. And then Mickey Moniak scores the only run of the ball game. So that would be your final 1-0 Phils, taking the second game of this 4-game series. And Alec Bohm in front of his parents, and his parents were at the game last night and this afternoon. He's responsible for all 3 runs driven in the series. They hit the 2 solo shots last night. He has a sacrifice fly to right field in this one. So keep up the good work, Alec Bohm. I mean, he's pretty much been the only guy that's swung a good bat in this series. Kind of short at Leon spot, not much out of him, but he was able to draw a walk, a 219 average now for Schwartz. He's definitely starting to cool off a little bit. He did not have a good series last week against St. Louis at Citizens Bank Park. An 858 OPS for Schwartz. Still sits comfortably at the 27-10, RBIs. And Rhys Hoskins, a rough Phillies performance this afternoon. Average now drops below the 250 mark. Now sits at 248. Certainly not the best of afternoons. This is a guy that certainly has hit well at Busch Stadium in his career, so hopefully he does do something the next 2. And Nick Castellanos, I mean, my goodness gracious. And of course, he was able to collect a single last night, but of course, he comes back the next day and does absolutely nothing. I mean, of course, this one little single isn't really going to have much of a significance, of course. So he's 1 for 8 in this series. He continues to do absolutely nothing. It's much more the same. Now his average also drops below the 250 mark. Down sits at 248, a 671 OPS. It just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. You thought it couldn't get any worse, and I mean, my gosh, it just is just pathetic. And Derek Hall, 2 knocks this afternoon, also drawing a walk. Certainly had a good day. Unfortunately, he had to face Genesis Cabrera. I mean, you don't remember the guy that hit Bryce Harper in the face last year. That was his first left-hander he had to face in the big leagues. And unfortunately, he did go down on strikes, but that's okay. So he got the start at the DH spot. Mickey Moniak scoring the only run for the Phils in this game. The only run was the Alec Bohm sac fly. Of course, Didi Gregorius' only one hit was a big one. That bunt single up the first base line. Couldn't place that bunt any more perfect. I mean, that was incredible. That was truly incredible how well that bunt was placed. I mean, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful. So wonderful job. Alec Boehm, Clay knocked this afternoon. Also drives in, as I said, the only run of the ball game on that second base right to right field. Fundamental baseball. I love to see that. Also draws a walk. Bryson Stott, a hitless performance this afternoon, but he was able to draw a walk, a 173 average for Stott. It's pretty much been lousy since he was has been called up, but he's starting to fall back more into his old ways. Of course, he showed sprints this year where he's looked actually pretty good, but they haven't been for very long. Matt Feeling with a rough day today as he goes hitless and strikes out once. And Garrett Stubbs gets to start behind the plate and bats ninth as JT Muto gets the day off as he collects a knock behind the plate, but not the best defense behind the home plate this afternoon. There was a ball that was in the dirt, and he throws to first base to try to throw behind the runner, and the throw goes into right field down the line, and allowed him to advance up to second. So, of course, that was the Phillies' first error today, and of course, Alec Boehm in that ninth inning, of course, also committed the second error. We'll get to that in a little bit. So we go take a look at Kyle Gibson. Starts 7 innings, 2 hits. Of course, he didn't allow any runs, another shutout. Didn't walk anybody. He didn't walk one. And 5 strikeouts. So clap it up. Talking about a bounce back start this afternoon in that video. I didn't mean 7 scoreless innings, striking out 5, not walking 1. I mean, I was thinking more like 6 innings, 2 or 3 earned, like a Kyle Gibson type start. I mean, this was worlds better than that. I mean, this was incredible. I mean, what we saw today out of him, I mean, just incredible. This Phillies starting pitching continues to impress. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with an opener tomorrow. Kyle Gibson did the job this afternoon. His stuff was looking pretty good. It was effective, and he did not run into trouble. He didn't step in quicksand. He didn't step in gum. So certainly something a little bit different we have seen out of Kyle Gibson this afternoon. Unfortunately, does not get the win. It's certainly disappointing, but still one heck of a start this afternoon though for him. So I love it. Only 2 hits allowed. Jose Alvarado an inning, walking 2 and striking out 1, a 4.88 ERA now for Jose. A 3-1 record. It's a shame. I mean, his stuff just wasn't looking like awesome today. I'll say that. So he wasn't doing the best job locating. I'll be honest with you. He was able to work himself out of some trouble. But I mean, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, he got us out of it. That's all that matters. Corey Knebel comes in in the bottom of the 9th inning. I mean, you look extremely wild at the beginning. 12 saves on the season now for Knebel. As he walks 1 and strikes out 1. So if you do not know, in that bottom of the 9th inning, Paul Goldschmidt hits a ground ball to third base. I mean, Alec Boehm, there's one at first. Alec Boehm throws to second, and the throw goes into right center field, and that made it first and third, nobody out. I mean, you thought it couldn't get any more Phillies, right? I mean, we take the lead in a huge fashion there in the top of the 9th inning, and then we come back in the bottom of the inning, and then we are in a really tough spot. We put ourselves in a really tough spot, and of course our defense comes back and haunts us again. So you just were so frustrated at that point. You just were so frustrated. I certainly was frustrated. I mean, it was a miracle we got out of that. It was a miracle we worked our way out of that. I mean, I don't know how in the world we did it. And a huge strikeout of Nolan Arenado. He's sitting there, watching the curveball drop in there for strike 3. I mean, he pretty much knew that was a strike. He was already walking back to the dugout. So wonderful job to get former Phil, Corey Dickerson to fly out to right field, Nick Castellanos. And that is it. 7 games over 500, 46-39. We now are up 2 games in the 3rd wild card spot. So how about that? I'm really proud of this team. I am just so proud of this team. I mean, this is impressive when we're down in the dumps, early June, and we work our way back to 7 games over 500. I mean, I talked about it this afternoon because honestly, I think it's just so relevant because this team has just been showing a lot of fight. I mean, and this pitching staff has just been incredible. It's been, honestly the best, if not the best 2-3 weeks. I mean, this has just been incredible. It has just been incredible, and it picks up the lousy offense that we've been seeing, recently. It really makes up for this lousy offense. So 7-3 in our last 10. As I said, a .541 winning percentage, as we said, at 46-39. So San Diego Padres just 3 games better than us, as they said, at 49-36. We can take a look at some of the NL East standings. The Atlanta Braves find themselves just 2 games back from the Mets in first place spot in the NL East. Just two, as they defeat the Nationals again today. The lousy Washington Nationals. So that is just a really, really bad team. So the Braves 51-35, and the Mets and Marlins tied at 3. And the Mets luckily did lose to the Marlins last night, so I love to see that. I mean, they're slowly starting to regress more and more. They're definitely starting to lose their ground in the NL East. I mean, they're still a very good team, of course. As they said, 20 games over 500. I'm just so surprised at this turnaround for the Phillies. I really am. I mean, you thought things couldn't get any worse. When they fired Joe Girardi around that time, and for this turnaround to happen, it's just like it's just crazy. It's something that we didn't see happen. And the Phillies are doing things that the Phillies don't usually do. With this amazing pitching staff, we're just starting to see a different leadership. I mean, this bullpen is structured better, and the names out there are being utilized more. When I did see Corey Knebel warming up this afternoon, I was not too thrilled. I honestly was very scared because I do not like him in a closer situation. Of course, he walks the first one he sees, and his stuff just did not look good. And I thought, get him out of there. And luckily, he was able to pitch in probably that was just a tough spot. You have first and third, nobody on, you get out of it. I mean, that is so impressive. I love that. After Alec Bohm just totally botches that throw to second base. The bad defense for Alec Bohm, certainly has been a problem over the course of his career. It's been significantly better over the past couple of months, but that was just not a good throw at all. And he threw sidearm. It seems like sometimes when Alec Bohm throws sidearm, it just doesn't work out. Bad things happen. You're not as accurate. Just throw normal. It's just, I don't understand these sidearm throws sometimes. Especially in that spot. I mean, if you could take your time, probably I could see it, but that was a bang play. I mean, that was a high chopper, by Paul Goldschmidt. So you didn't really have a ton of time. So don't do that. Don't do that. Honestly, he probably just should have got the short out at first. Don't try to be the hero. Just get the short out at first. Unfortunately, he does try to be the hero, and it just doesn't work out. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. A win is a win, and I would like to see this offense wake up more, and we're certainly going to need some more offense tomorrow afternoon. MLB TV, free game of the day. Nick Nelson gets the opener start, 3-1 with a 4.17 ERA. He's definitely been solid out of the Phillies bullpen for sure. So he's definitely going to get some length tomorrow afternoon. Monte on the mound for St. Louis, 2-4 with a 3.03 ERA. So we need the offense to show up tomorrow. We really need the offense to show up tomorrow because honestly, this bullpen, certainly going to be under a lot of work tomorrow. We need this offense to wake up. We need Nick Castellanos to start hitting. We need Kyle Schwarber to break out of this little slump he's been in. He has not hit well against the Cardinals this year. As you said, he did nothing last week in that 3-game series. So hopefully he could start to turn it around a little bit and go back to how he was playing in that National Series. Hopefully we get to see a Schwarber bomb tomorrow. And tomorrow is not the final game of the series if you missed it. Of course, it's a 4-game series. Final game's on Monday, 7:15. The first pitch. This is just bizarre. Of course, occasionally you do see it. Nola 5-6 with a 3.15 ERA against Mikolas, 5-7 with a 2.72 ERA. So I'm just hoping this to win one of the next 2 games. It's certainly going to be tough. This Cardinals pitching staff is no joke. That's why our offense isn't really doing that much. So, going into that really tough Toronto series where, fortunately, we're not going to be able to have, part of our team going to Toronto. Luckily, it's only 2 games. We really need to take care of business here in St. Louis. I mean, really badly. Really badly. Of course, we get that off day on Thursday, and then we face the Miami Marlins for 3. So hopefully we can do the job down there. It's hard to believe the Marlins only 2 games below 500. I mean, they're a 500 team. They're definitely much better than the Washington Nationals there, as they are 12.5 games ahead of the Nationals. I mean, the Nationals are just awful. I mean, awful. They're playing like the National team that, like when they first arrived in DC in 05. I mean, if you not remember, the Nationals were just so bad. Like from 05 to 2011, the Nationals were just terrible. I mean, terrible. And they're certainly playing like that team again. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link. Let's go to the section at Phillies social media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Beyond Media. Card text 267-225-392. Email at philliesmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils 2:15 tomorrow. Nelson Palante. I'll see you guys.